I actually thought their draft was okay, but they couldn't afford to give up a first blood mid on the Magnus. He needed to have a decent start because he's the playmaker for this team. He's the only one who could set up kills. If he had at least held on and done all right, even if they gave up some kills in the tri-lane, even if the Darkseer dies a few times, even if RoX.KiS get ahead in farm, I wouldn't have counted them out, but it's this Phantom Lancer, gods. He's sitting on just such minimal farm. The Band of Elven Skin, he's going for a Yasha. Not even going to have a combat-worthy item like the Diffusal Blade. It's going to be such a long time. I would say...
I've heard Infest, that's bottom.
Bottom lane. There's your Blink Infest, Mantis. Well, see ya.
Yeah, about that Yasha. And we're talking about a Yasha here, which is not particularly a late game item.
It's
Can't even get that
it's
up.
an okay farming item, but it'll help you get to late game. It's not a Radiance. And he can't even get it up. And it's not a Diffusal Blade. He's not really going to be able to fight directly with this. Not against this freaking Lifestealer. 3,500 gold. He may just pick up a Relic. Skip the Basher, go straight for the Relic because he's richer than God.
Yeah, the focus has mostly been around the Puck and the Weaver, sort of getting the kills, making the plays happen. But this Lifestealer, an offlane Lifestealer that is the richest hero in the game, and he's 3-0-2. He's so farm.
You know,
Disconnect comes out and keep it alive. Probably see a pause coming. I don't think this is.
NEXT.kz is normally a pretty mannered team. If they were going to tap out, I'm pretty sure they GG, and we will see a pause.
It was just an accidental DC coming out from good old Reeves.
This is painful. I'm mentally abused by this game.
It's like you said, Magnus is going to go straight for the blink. I think he's like, okay, it's desperate. Got to just go straight blink. The problem is, then you can blink RP, but there goes 275 mana. You've only got enough for maybe a skewer. Maybe you can get one shockwave off in the fight, but shockwave's like your spammable nuke. You want to be using that quite a bit. The wand is going to be the only thing which can really reboost his mana up. You can't really often rely on using bottles middle fight.
And none of these heroes have arcane boots. We see a shadow. I guess they could Keeper of the Light shocker him. That's the one thing they could do, but
this Keeper of the Light's got 560 HP.
He's got to sit at the tier 4s.
Between Weaver being able to Shikuchi after him, Lifestealer who can just phase in with Rage, and Puck who has a Blink Dagger, I think this Lifestealer's going to... Sorry, the Keeper's going to die very fast.
And here's the other problem, is this is all assuming that even if they get the RP, they can burst the Lifestealer, the Puck, or the Weaver down. The Lifestealer, almost certainly not, especially not with Frost Armor, or the Ice Armor, rather. It's really going to reduce how hard the Phantom Lancer can damage him, and the Puck, maybe he phase shift dodges it, maybe the Rubik is there to lift the Magnus when he jumps in. It's a lot of ifs and maybes, and that is not generally a recipe for success. It's not looking good for NEXT.kz.
No, not by any means. We'll call it what it is. It's very grim. It's not completely over. They can still hope for and rely on RoX.KiS overextending. It's not so much RoX.KiS making mistakes and getting cocky. They've got a lineup which is going to get kills by diving deep. If NEXT.kz can line up perfect RP, skewer back towards their towers, and basically use the towers as extra firepower, maybe they can turn things around, but yikes. Bad start.
So how's Australia, gods?
Australia's nice. I can sit around, drink wine.
You get to have you get to have real coffee.
Real coffee, yeah.
Gods is very dismissive of American coffee and beer. You're not a fan.
American beer is good. Well, some. I don't have any problem with American beer. It's more obviously it's like your mainstream, your Bud Light, your Budweiser. It's kind of shitty, but that's like your Foster's in Australia. That's really shitty. No one drinks Foster's.
It's funny because they bill it as like this classy, be an Australian beer in America.
Australia doesn't do that. Foster's does that. That's Foster's advertising. No one. I know some Australians who haven't even heard of Foster's. Like you ask them what Foster's, and they'll be like, "I've never heard of it."
What is this swill?
It's not like they won't even know it's a beer. Like if you just mention, "Have you heard of the brand Foster's?" Some Australians will be like, "Nope, haven't heard of it." You ask an American, and almost every American will know.
I could use some Foster's.
It's interesting
right
marketing that they only market towards the international market.
Well, they're getting all the hipsters, you know, the people who want to have a little international swag or flair. It's the lazy hipsters though. It's the ones who aren't really searching for a truly unique thing, but they're like, hey, that sounds somewhat vaguely different. I'll go for that.
Australia's nice though. How's LA doing?
Well, Merlini is molesting me. Blitz and Hotbid were miming blowjobs earlier.
I heard. Well, I also heard some good stripper stories from Marlene as well. So.
Oh my goodness, that guy, such a
Stuff's
character,
falling apart.
such a frat boy, Marlene.
He really is. It's so like I see him on stream and stuff. I'm like, oh, he's just a nice kind of pretty professional guy. Like I've heard how when he first started playing Dota, he was a shit talker and stuff. But that's like every Dota player. So I didn't really hold that against him or anything. But he showed up. He's like, all he wanted to do was have fun, be a big frat boy. I'm like, this guy's cool. Not how I pictured him.
Of course, when he left us last time, he may have had a little too much to drink. It's a funny story, actually. Blitz's sister was driving him to the airport, and the entire time, let's just say, Merlini was doing his best to suppress the urge to throw up. So she comes over to visit tonight, and he was in denial. He wouldn't admit that he had done anything wrong, and she was not very happy about that. She took it pretty well, though.
Yeah,
That guy.
She's a good sport, but hopefully things go underway here. For those of you just tuning in, this is I'm not 100% confirmed. This is Corsair Summer Tournament, I believe.
Yeah, the Corsair Summer Tour, something like that.
Okay. I kept saying I was saying Corsair Cup earlier, but I think that's wrong.
Yeah, me too.
Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament, according to the tournament logo.
Okay. Well, the logo's probably more correct than us. I think it knows best.
Go-To Gamers news titles are saying Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament 2013. I think they're doing like multiple games under this brand, under this logo. So maybe they have some other games.
Yeah, I really like the concept because it's a pretty concise format. You only have 16 teams, but of course you don't have some of the biggest names. I guess Navi and Alliance are participating, I believe, but
Liquid's the other big
Liquid.
ones.
But it makes way for teams like NEXT.kz, IC Cup, these somewhat, I wouldn't say tier 2 necessarily, but sort of lesser known North American, European, well in these cases, European teams to, or even Asian for NEXT.kz, I suppose you could say, to get to compete in a tournament that is decent prize money for the duration. So it's pretty cool what they're doing.
Alliance are rolling in cash by now. They've gone to G1 League, won like $30,000 there for first place. They're winning everything. I think it's good. It's healthy for the scene. Some other teams can get themselves some hard-earned cash for some tournament games. Apart from those guys from EG, they make millions too.
I saw you may be looking for some pocket money. You thinking of moving to Korea, buddy?
I actually looked in flights because I saw the dates and like I kind of realized, oh, you have to have 5 people who have like a Next, like it's open to foreigners, but you have to have a Nexon Dota 2 account, which you can only get if you're like a Korean resident, so it's kind of deceiving.
Yeah, because it says open to anybody basically.
But
So.
I looked into it. I weighed off the prize pool versus the plane ticket and realized can't really justify it.
It's a $1.7 million prize pool, but that's not for this tournament.
Yeah.
The Nexon Starter League is a small sort of, I guess they just want to sort of test out their arrangement with GOM TV, put some feelers out there, just raise a little interest. But then the big prize pool and the big tournaments are going to be later this year, I imagine.
That's when I'll be moving to Korea, LD. That's when I'll be leaving you.
Are you saying Beyond the Summit is coming to an end soon?
I'll find someone to fill the reins.
Okay. We'll put Lumi in. We've seen how reliable he is at production. He can fill in a pinch, no problem.
It's alright. Well, we'll get back underway here. It looks like NEXT.kz, they've reconnected. We'll see how they do here, but they've got their work cut out. They've got all their T2 towers up, but probably not for much longer.
Oh, Puck's gonna orb in. I feel like he could have dove that, and it would have been a good fight. That's how far behind RoX or NEXT.kz are. But he'll play it safe. He'll wait for a better fight. I guess Coil was on cooldown. That's the only thing I feel that was keeping him from going in. There's Infest in 8 seconds. If they want to jump this, oh, it's going to be tough. And meanwhile, they have kept someone top. I really like how they're not leaving the peel alone. They're not 5-manning. They always leave one there. They might do a Blink Infest bomb any second. This looks very bad. Blink, Coil, silence onto. Easy pickings. Wadafaka, he'll skewer out, but he takes the damage, unfortunately, from the Coil break, and he will go down. That was like taking candy from a baby.
I didn't actually notice the mech has been finished on Stylecat, which almost kept the mag alive long enough, but didn't. If it had, could have been less than as bad as it was, but it's still going great for RoX.KiS. They even forced PL back to Fountain, or back to his own base. He can't even farm the creep wave because of Weaver just being too tanky, level 14 on him. He's doing just fine here.
Yeah, it's really smart, because they left the... You pointed out how the lifesteal was top earlier, and he couldn't farm then. Even when they're pushing now, they're far enough ahead that they don't need 5 to take these fights, and they're making sure they don't give NEXT.kz any easy way back into the game. You keep on pressuring the PL's lane, he can't freely farm, and you just secure the victory a little bit easier.
Lifesteal actually picks up a Maelstrom. I missed this side. This is a cool little item for Lifestealer. Just some nice damage output that you get from it in a pinch. We may even see Puck go for something like a Dagon with this Null Talisman, because if you can just kill off these heroes really fast, the important hero like a Mag, you've won the fight.
Oh, they're going on Lich. Are they really going on Lich? He drops the Chain Frost. That's going to bounce only twice. Gets off the nuke as well. Shockwave will bring him down, but they have not addressed the Lifestealer problem. Equal gonna fall here in just a second. BZZ is perfect, takes him down, and NEXT.kz. Another fight, another death. It was actually an okay engagement for them, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel like enough to me. That was without Coil, by the way.
Near enough.
The big thing there is that's without Coil. That's also without the Maelstrom. Lifestealer has not bothered to deliver this item yet. He's so far ahead, he says, screw it, I don't actually need it. It just looks cool in my stash.
Yeah, and on top of that, yeah, they didn't even use the Lifestealer Infest Bomb there. They can look to put him inside the Puck again, get another blink in, and its hero's instantly dying.
Oh, this is not helping. Tron's diving the base. He really wants this courier. He actually could have killed it, but he used the Sakuchi, or the double auto attack proc on Mantis, then saw it and went for it. But, well, Mantis gets his item. I think he just completed his Yasha, it looks like, so something going this way.
He needs Diffusal Blade before he can even think about really coming to these fights. He's not going to do a whole lot without a Diffusal Blade. When he has it, maybe they have a bit of a chance if you can get some fast illusions and just burn away at Lifestealer's mana pool or Weavers or whoever it may be. But here comes the Infest. It's not just a Maelstrom. He's got completed Mjolnir.
Oh man, this is going to be so good against Phantom Lancer. Actually, BZZ is also hunting the courier. This friggin' courier, man, it's living a charmed life. I gotta say, the little snail that could. Speaking of couriers, we have one coming out today, I believe. Stallcat gets vacuumed. Well, actually, vacuums Vank score back in. I'm not sure about that. Now a blink. A silence on equal. Can't even get the disrupt off despite the mech. There is just no way he gets out of here. He drops all his spells, does everything in his power, but it's not enough. They lose him, and this tower mid could be in a lot of trouble.
They're making
farming.
RoX.KiS work for the kills. Like, they're diving past tier 2 towers with 4 heroes just for a Shadow Demon, but it's still very, very unwinnable for NEXT.kz right now.
You know, NEXT.kz, I think, at least the way I remember them back during the International 2 Western qualifiers, very much a 4-protect-1 team. Love to just get Mantis ridiculously farmed and play very defensively. I would say they're somewhat similar to how DK was playing at the time, albeit not nearly as polished or having the same skill, but the same type of style. This draft definitely fits the bill, but I just go back to what we were talking about earlier. There is just... It's so much emphasis on the Magnus having a good start. Without that, I mean, who's going to make the plays? It just doesn't feel like any other hero has the potential, even with items.
NEXT.kz were one of those cool teams that also would pull out some unusual picks. They were one of the first teams to use Ursa. They would just run these unusual strategies around just some unconventional heroes. They picked Mirana here and there when it was completely unheard of to use this hero. But they've fallen off a bit. They're now lately, the last however many months, it's always been this 4-protect-1. And unfortunately, they just haven't found many results.
If you're going to do this every game, you have to be perfect at it. And giving up a first blood that early, not perfect. But they might find a kill mid. A blink, a skewer too early by Wadafaka, and the Chain Frost flashes forth. That has extra bounces now, but it won't be enough to get the kill. I feel like that's a microcosm of this game. Now, Nexus on the chase. He does have the phase boots in 1 second. BZZ leaps forward. He gets the coil off. That's Stallcat in a whole world of pain. He gets open wounds. Yeah, that's dead. Now Reeves, well, he'll escape, but now RoX.KiS can look at a tier 2 mid.
Yeah, they'll grab this tier 2 mid. They have managed to create some decent space for PL the last couple minutes. He's up to 2.4k already, so we'll see that Diffusal very soon. So his farm, he's caught up, and it's because they haven't been continuing that pressure by always having a hero in his lane. He's managed to find empty lanes, get his farm up, but RoX.KiS have just been using this time to get towers, get other kills on NEXT.kz, and just slow down any item progression.
And there you go. Equal tries to defend the tower, Equal dies.
There's
the life in
get anywhere near.
That's a day in the life of an underfarmed, underleveled, and very behind support.
This courier is having a better life than most of these NEXT.kz supports. He's seen a lot of action, but He's been managing to stay alive.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah,
tower
that
is
friggin'
under
Curry.
attack.
The chat's just, I'm just reading the chat. It just got back to the fountain with 1 hit 2 minutes ago, and, well, everyone is wanting this courier now. It's good promotion for the snail, I suppose. Our courier can kill Roshan, though, guys.
Yeah, confirmed.
So,
I've tested it using the.
322% confirmed.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I think we actually it was shown on Solo's stream as well. He's been streaming lately. He's also been getting more views than like any other stream out there. He's like Dendy level of views now.
Well, I know Savior in StarCraft or Brood War, everybody went nuts when he started broadcasting lessons after his lifetime ban from Kespa. He started doing lessons at some point, and it was either VODs or it was a live stream that was getting just tons of hits. But we'll see. We'll see where
There's
Solo
a lesson
goes.
to be learned there, but I don't think we should advertise it.
I'm not sure. Well, actually, Merlini would probably approve since he's got the he's got the morality of, I don't know, the most corrupt person in the world. What if Fucker gets caught here? Blink, coil, and blown up. And it's actually 2 that bite the dust. 2 of the cores, and the chase is on. The courier once again deep into enemy territory. By enemy territory, I mean anywhere outside the base.
This time,
Nope.
this time it's gone skis.
Dire's courier has been
Yeah,
killed.
the Mystic Staff, only 2 hits required.
Dire's
Down it
bottom
goes.
tower is under attack.
Elgato would have survived that.
Yeah, for sure. Did I mention there might be an armored cat version at some point?
Radiant's
That one
middle
can take
tower
like
is
50
under
hits
attack.
from enemy heroes.
Comes with bonus HP.
I promise. Yeah. Well,
Valve have gone back on their policy of allowing in-game items to give you an advantage.
oh no. Equal could be in trouble. He eats an Urn Charge, Blink, lift him up, throw him back, and now the Purge comes out, but it's all buying time for BZZ to find another kill. He could blink here, he could dive this.
Dire's
He doesn't
top
have coil
tower
though.
is
He
under
won't commit.
attack.
I'm excited for Elgato.
Me too. Apparently coming out tonight. I don't know if I think normally patches come out. Well, I guess it's meant to come out yesterday, but there was no patch yesterday, so I assume the patch is going to be tonight. Valve haven't said otherwise, so
Yeah,
I'll be very sad if it's not.
if it's not, we'll probably go on starvation and protest. And then we'll get hungry and we'll stop being on starvation. But RoX.KiS are going Roche, and this is going to be a guaranteed Roche. No real way for NEXT.kz to fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is
No way
under
to fight
attack.
this. They do have a defusal on
Radiant
Manta,
structures
which
are
is
fortified.
good news, but I feel they need a bit more than good news here.
We'll see. They're actually drawing lines towards Roshan. Smoked up, they were thinking about it. Pretty slow to realize, but I suppose they just have absolutely no map control or idea whatsoever that it was going on. So in the end, we're looking at a Weaver with the Daedalus and 2,600 gold. Nexus sitting on a Reaver on top of the aforementioned items. He even has bought a gem for his team. It looks like he has. It says owned by, but the owned by is blank. So I'm not sure if he bought it, but either way, it's going to be hard for PL to run from him in these fights. And the tankier they get, the harder it seems that an RP will have to work to actually change these fights.
Yeah. OP is not going to be this. If you get catching lifesteal's not going to do
Oh
anything.
no,
and even
there's a
getting
sight
out
device on
beyond-
BZZ. He's gone in on equal. Easy kill. RP. Perfect RP, but it was stolen, and that's not good. 2 heroes caught in the pit. The Chain Frost bouncing. Helter Skelter. Everybody falling. Mantis on the run. The tether's going to break. The coil, rather. He goes down. 3 bite the dust. Equal bought back, and NEXT.kz thoroughly thrashed. They will tap out.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah. The Mags RP was good. The Rubik's one was even better, and it didn't take RoX.KiS long to get ahead, and boy did they just never give NEXT.kz a single chance to get back into this game.
Dire's middle tower
So we head into
is
game
under
2
attack.
of this best of 3. Of course, all the matches for the group stages are best of 3. If NEXT.kz go on to lose this match, they will be playing Virtus Pro
Radiant's bottom
directly
tower is
afterwards.
under
Virtus Pro,
attack.
you actually got to cast that one in a bit of an upset. They fell earlier today.
Yeah, playing with
Dire's
the
middle
game 1 they were
barracks
playing
are
with a lot
under
of stand-ins. So game 2, game 3 was just the one stand-in, but they look pretty solid. But I think more than anything, Icy Cup just a very underrated team at the moment. They're a team who I would say are probably I would put them and VP as the 2 strongest teams in this group. I would say both those 2 teams currently better than RoX.KiS.
Well, gods, that's going to wrap it up for game 1. RoX.KiS do it, and they do it in style. 34-7, that's your final score. Game 2 is going to be NEXT.kz up against the ropes. If they lose that game, they will be playing Virtus Pro later today. It's a tough road for them. As for RoX.KiS, they need to take one more of the next 2 to move on. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with game 2 after these messages.
Alright everybody, welcome back to the
Riot
Corsair
Team pick.
Gaming Summer Tournament. This time I've got it right, that's the name of the tournament. We're not the Corsair Cup, we're not the Corsair Summer Tournament, it's the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament. $10,000 up for grabs between 16 of the Western's best. We've got teams from Europe, teams from America, and right now we are in the Russian group of death. It's RoX.KiS, NEXT.kz, Virtus Pro, and IC Cup fighting over 2 playoff spots. Only 2 are going to advance. VP have already lost to IC Cup, so they're awaiting the loser of this match in the loser bracket final of our 4-team GSL style group. But right now, NEXT.kz are down again against RoX.KZ. They're looking to bounce back, but they didn't look too solid in game 1. I'm Gods from Beyond the Summit. Joining me is LD, who I hope is set up there. How are you doing, LD?
I hope I'm set up as well. Everything sounded okay. I am realizing by the second just how hard Cowa's job is. I'm trying to do Cowa's job as well as mine. I've got my work cut out for me. What could I say?
As much as we want to fire him sometimes, we can't do it, LD. He's too important.
That bastard. He wants to do things like sleep and go to MLG. Unacceptable, dare I say it. No, he's been doing a fantastic job, but the draft going pretty quickly. We actually started